Alright guys, so today's recipe is a fancy pot noodle which was requested, and basically most of us know what a pot noodle is and we probably find them pretty disgusting. So what I've done is I'm going to make a posh version with if I show you here, a poached chicken which is going to be poached in here, which is cinnamon, a pinch of cinnamon, about a tablespoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 red onion which we've cut into wedges, and 2 cloves of garlic which we've just bashed and we've put them in, no need to chop them. And all I'm going to get on with right now is sticking our 2 chicken thighs, which is what we're going to be using, into the pan. And what we're going to do is we're just going to give that a little mix round. Now, and what you want to do is you want to get this straight onto heat. You want to stick this on a high heat and get it to a rolling boil before lowering it and simmering for about 10 minutes. And if you don't know what a simmer is, it's basically where you get little bubbles along the side and no more. Now what we're going to do is we're going to leave that, and I'm just going to show you the accompaniment with that. This is basically a little raita, mint and cucumber raita, which is going to add a little bit of a texture difference. It's about a 3-inch piece of cucumber which we've cored the inside because that's watery and tasteless. We've cut that in half, sliced them into like half moons, and about 3 mint leaves. Mix that in with about 3 tablespoons of yoghurt and just give them that a mix. Some coriander here, which we're just going to finish with. And I thought I'd stay a little bit true to the pot noodle form. Ready-made noodles, these ones are the ones that you can buy in a packet. However, if you are going to make this as a proper posh pot noodle, you'd probably want to use something like glass noodles or a proper type of sort of Chinese noodle or that sort of thing. And with the chicken, you can actually poach that in stock if you want. I'm going to poach that in the water and then basically reduce that to get a really intense flavour, add the noodles, give it all a quick stir, and I'm going to serve that. So it's a pretty simple recipe, and you know, there's not too much fussing around with it. And if I just bring this back over here quick, you know, what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to bring this up to a boil and we're going to immediately reduce it and then put it on one of the back burner heats so it's not as intense and we can control the temperature a lot more. Once we've done that, we'll take the chicken out to rest, reduce this by about half, and that's when we'll start adding all the other stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this to come up to the boil, and then I'm going to simmer it for 10 minutes, and that's when I'll be back. So I'll see you in about 10 minutes. To show you where we left off last time, basically, all that happened, the chicken was poached, and here it is. That's been rested for about 10 minutes, and it's just been cut up nice and chunkily, so you know you get a piece of everything there. Then this was the pan it was in. We reduced it by half, strained it, and then what we did is we took a little bit of the sort of scum off the top, and I just added the noodles, and we put a few of the onions back, not all of them, right, but we did put a few back, and now we're just going to leave that to cool down. Gave it a quick seasoning. Instead this time I added some black pepper, about a couple of pinches, and then I added some dark soy sauce, about a teaspoon, and 2 teaspoons of sweet chilli sauce. Didn't add any more salt because we've got enough. Now just to bring it down to this, I've got 1 chilli that's just been roughly chopped, and a spring onion that again has been roughly chopped. What we're going to do is when we come to plate this up, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of the spring onion on top, a little bit of the chilli, and then a little bit of the parsley. So what I'm going to do is bring it back to here. Like I said, if you want to be, you know, going properly fancy, as I was asked to do a fancy pot noodle, you'd probably use something like glass noodles. I thought I'd stay a little bit true to the traditional pot noodles by using these noodles. And all I'm going to do now is just add the chicken, just so this warms up. It shouldn't overcook, and as I've turned the heat off, you can see there's no heat. I'm going to give this a quick stir through, and what we're going to do is we're going to leave this for about 5 minutes, and we'll get back to that. So here's the final product. We left it in the pan for 5 minutes just to get the noodles cooked through. Then what we did is we poured it into the bowl. I added a little bit of extra sugar, just a pinch, just because I needed to taste it, and it was just lacking that little thing. Then I sprinkled on some spring onions, as you can see there, some coriander, the chilies are there, and then I put the yogurt the mint and cucumber raita in the yogurt, and there it is. So there's the final dish. That's fancy pot noodles done and dusted. So I'm just going to put this back up here. You know, again, when you reduce it, make sure you try the broth, because you know that's the only way you're going to know whether the flavours are right. If it needs a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, even the chili sauce. You know, that was something I did because I thought, you know, it needed an extra zing. So why not put in a bit of chili sauce? You know, it's sticking with the theme, and you know that's going to have different textures. It's going to have the cucumber crunchy, spring onions crunchy. It's going to have that soft chicken, you know, which has been basically poached. So you know it's going to be tender, moist, and it's going to have those noodles as well. So tell me what you think, try it out, and I hope you enjoyed that. As I said, I'm going to be gone for a month, and then I'll be starting the channel basically back up again in September, starting from about the first Monday back. And you know, please like, subscribe, comment, tell me what else you want, any ideas, you know, sort of things like ingredients wise, you know, what can I do with this, or even recipes like pot noodle or soup even. So please like, as I said, please like, subscribe, and share this around, spread it, and I'll be seeing you in a month's time with some new recipes.